It's your boy Indian Gooner in the house, back with another transfer news and rumors video of Arsenal. Well, today's news we have lots of interesting stuff and most importantly one disappointing stuff as well. But we have a big cover up. Yes, something is really mysterious about Arsenal. I'm going to open the lid and I'm going to expose that for you. And most importantly, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, subscribe to my channel, my friends. If your friends who are Arsenal fans and who don't support Arsenal very much or who are not open about their mindset of Arsenal, make sure that they watch this channel and make sure that they subscribe to this channel so that they find support. Yeah, whichever part of the world they are in, please make sure that they watch this video. And most importantly, to all the Gooners out there, subscribe, my friends, and hit that bell icon so you get notified whenever I post a video on YouTube. So now, let's go towards the video.
The video! Well, that is absolutely astonishing.
Nacho Monreal has been given an extension of 1 year. That means he'll play for us for till 2020, and I think the announcement is very near, and you will, in some days you will come to know about it. And most importantly, I think we all were quite fearful of the fact that Nacho Monreal would leave Arsenal this season itself with mutual consent, but out of the blues they have given him a contract extension. Well, much as I love what Nacho Monreal was, and defensively I know how fragile he is, I think this extension of contract is only because Arsenal is fearing if they won't get Kieran Tierney deal over the line. So if you don't get anything, you need to understand that you have somebody in that place. This is I think Nacho Monreal is much of a better option than signing a player like Stefan Lichtsteiner, what you did last season. So yeah, it is decent to have him as a backup player, but not as a frontline player, at least not in the Premier League. All Arsenal fans were super excited to know that Kieran Tierney has left Glasgow to reach to London. Well, everybody posted that online. All the Gooners were actually commenting that Kieran Tierney to Arsenal, thank you Celtic for Kieran Tierney, we'll take good care of him. But to their disappointment, all Celtic fans were actually all Celtic fans then came up with the real reason why he is here to consult about a hip surgery, and most importantly that's exactly why he's in London. But all the Arsenal fans thought that he is in London to make a deal permanent to Arsenal. I think since this player was quite in the speculations for us, and he still is, and we want to sign him, it is obvious that we always jump the gun. Well, such is our love for new players, and we know how exciting of a talent that Kieran Tierney is. I can't blame all the Gooners, but they need to be aware. They are doing this to most probably everyone. Well, another news related to this stuff, Ryan Fraser has been seen in Covent Garden, and his Instagram story says that he was in Covent Garden, and most importantly all the Gooners were really thinking that, oh my god, suddenly out of the blues that Ryan Fraser deal is back on. I think the 25 to 30 million rated winger of Bournemouth was again linked to Arsenal, and everybody was thinking that yes, another deal was sealed. But to their disappointment again, Ryan Fraser was actually here to, he had a good summer vacation to spend, and after his national duty towards Scotland, he has actually returned to have a good, nice summer holiday. Well, again to my disappointment, all the Arsenal fans are again jumping the gun, but it is quite natural for any fan right now, because I also got excited with the news, but later on I came to know that, oh my god, I was disappointed. One thing that I would like to say, all the Gooners, keep this excitement. Yes, keep this excitement. These type of excitement, I won't tell you to calm down your nerves, be quite use your brains or wait for a deal. Obviously you should be patient, but never stop your excitement for any player, because that tells you that Ryan Fraser is a great quality winger, and Arsenal fans know about it and admire it. Another news is making around the rounds that a history where how Arsenal actually fooled Tottenham to sign Mesut Ozil. Well, back when in 2013, when we knew that Gareth Bale was being sought by Real Madrid, and it was quite a coup that how Arsenal signed him. Arsenal were looking into players to sign, and Real Madrid were behind Gareth Bale, and Carlo Ancelotti at that time had 3 players to look out for: Karim Benzema, Angel Di Maria and Mesut Ozil, and he wanted to offload one player, and somehow Arsenal came to know that yes, one player is available, and Carlo Ancelotti actually thought it was Mesut Ozil. And just when Arsenal came to know about this, Arsenal were quite interested. And when Ivan Gazidis was made to know about this transfer news, and most importantly, Dick Law was the chief negotiator in that, and he was the main reason why Arsenal is. He was the main reason why Mesut Ozil is in Arsenal now. So much of my disappointment, I would want to shoot that guy, but still, his story inspired a lot of hard work. How a negotiator goes through a hell lot of problems while signing players for their own clubs. Salute to you what you've done. And his story also goes about to say that Daniel Levy came to know about this, that Arsenal, there were some rumors that Arsenal are actually trying to sign a Real Madrid player, and Mesut Ozil was the one. So he phoned back to Madrid and saying that if you want Gareth Bale, make sure that not even a single player signs for Arsenal. And that was really, and Arsenal wanted to keep this under the wraps. And suddenly, during the North London derby, Daniel Levy was waiting to see Ivan. The Arsenal chief should be there during that North London derby, and if he's not there, that means he is at Munich to agree player terms with Mesut Ozil and his father. And it was really funny that Ivan had to rush back to just make sure that Daniel Levy does not panic and press that button so that Real Madrid call off the deal, because they were quite interested in Gareth Bale. But most importantly, it was really inspiring, and this goes on to tell me that yes, there are people called as negotiators who work so hard to get their transfer targets over the line for their club. We just hope that Arsenal pull off those stunts more often after the Wenger era. Well, I never expected this to happen, but back in the days when we saw that last year that Marcelo was linked out after Cristiano Ronaldo went to Juventus, it was linked that Marcelo would also follow him, but that did not happen because Marcelo said that he would like to retire at Real Madrid. But it turns out that he's asked for a transfer request. He's asked for the club to let him go to another club, and most importantly, at the age of 31 to 32, many are seeking his signature. Milan, Paris Saint-Germain, and surprisingly Arsenal have suggested, and Arsenal have requested a bid, or Arsenal have requested a formal bid. A formal submission has been done to ask whether the player is available or not. And turns out that Marcelo wants to leave Madrid because he knows that Ferland Mendy has come in, and Real Madrid are prepared to change. Real Madrid are prepared if their star players don't perform, and they are here since they've spent a hell lot of money. They are here to only improve and win that European title that belongs to them. That's exactly what they think about. So Marcelo could be available, and it would be a great signing. Marcelo would be great, but his talent is good, but I don't know if Premier League is for him or not. That is, time will tell, but he will be a great signing if Arsenal can make it. Remember Walter Kahneman? Yes, the centre-back was, the Gremio centre-back is again linked with Arsenal because of his very meager amount of release clause. And not only that, I think, but his talent as well. But as soon as possible, I think if we are linked with a lot of centre-backs, Arsenal fans would really love to see a lot of centre-backs being linked with Arsenal. Talking about centre-backs, William Saliba's deal is almost closed. It seems that Saint-Etienne has actually agreed the deal, and most importantly, Saliba has agreed personal terms. And it is also obvious that he's going to go back to Saint-Etienne or remain there for this 2019-2020 season as well. So Arsenal would have signed a player, but it is, I think, Saliba's request that he wants to stay at Saint-Etienne and develop for one more year. And just like what Chelsea did with Christian Pulisic. So it's not about development. I think it is about, in case of Pulisic it was that, but Saliba wants to have one more full season so that he is sure that his Premier League campaign with Arsenal would not be damaged. I think in some days the deal would be finalized and announced as well. Two biggest stories of the day. Let me address one. Frank Lampard has been unveiled as the new Chelsea boss. Congratulations, Chelsea. I think you have got, according to me, the best player that played for Chelsea. I feared when Frank Lampard was there to play for Chelsea against Arsenal. I know that he's got 11 major trophies with Chelsea, glorious years with Chelsea, but I fear what's going to happen with him, because before signing, he has made sure that what are the objectives that club are seeking, and I think I heard that one of the objectives that club are seeking that Chelsea don't get relegated. So my question is, when you sign Maurizio Sarri, okay, let's go further behind. When you sack Antonio Conte, you say that you're going to play Europa. That was the reason why Antonio Conte was sacked. Okay, I agree. From a Champions League point of view, you come back to Europa. You should throw out. That's a good reason. You appoint Maurizio Sarri. Maurizio Sarri guides you to the third spot above Tottenham Hotspur, wins you the Europa League, takes you to the final of the Carling Cup. Yeah? What do you do with it? You throw him away. Why? Because your plastic fans believe that no, fuck Sarri ball. Sarri ball sucks. These were the chants, these were the placards, and this is the reason why I doubt Chelsea. I don't know if I ever go to manage Chelsea. My first thing is, give me 3 objectives. First, during the start of the season. Second, during the Christmas holidays. And next, during the end of the season, whether I will be there or not. You never know what's going to happen. And according to the bookies, they also believe that Frank Lampard will be the first manager to be sacked in the 2019-2020 season in the Premier League. It could happen. Imagine Derby were about to come back to the Premier League. They could not because of unfortunate circumstances. But Steven Gerrard at Rangers and Frank Lampard at Derby County, and also John Terry at Aston Villa as the assistant. I was looking forward to these people. These kind of people were doing great in their respective clubs, and I like the way how Derby County was managed. But I did not understand one greatest thing of them all. Why did they let him go? I don't think so. I believe Frank Lampard has the mentality to be a Chelsea manager, and he has that capability to lead Chelsea. He may not win anything in this first season, but still be a hero. But only because of the player he was, and maybe Chelsea fans, when Frank Lampard, I mean, obviously when he's appointed, they can start at a winning spree. You know, they can go just like Maurizio Sarri, winning 8 to 10 games straight away. But you need to understand that you don't have Hazard. Yeah, you don't have Hazard, so you need to understand that. And most importantly, if your team is stuck, I want to see how exactly Frank Lampard. This Premier League has become so exciting that I think Frank Lampard could become an example. Either he could be successful and still don't know whether he'll be staying with Chelsea or not, or if he doesn't become successful, may reach the Europa and definitely be sacked at the end of the season, or probably at the mid-season if they come at when Robert Di Matteo was the manager after winning the Champions League. The next season what happened, Chelsea was way behind. Same happened when Mourinho was the manager, when they were way behind, and suddenly they both are thrown off. I respect Frank Lampard, and I was a staunch believer that he should not join Chelsea. He should join in any other club, but he should not join Chelsea. But since he was a Chelsea legend and everyone is talking about, wow, Frank Lampard is coming home, I believe he would go back to his real home, because Chelsea doesn't deserve a good manager. That's according to me. Let's go to the next story. As I had mentioned a few days before that Arsenal have bid for Wilfried Zaha of 40 million. Then Crystal Palace said, so we bid 45 million. Crystal Palace were furious. Okay. Then suddenly out of the blues, I am seeing a report where Arsenal are ready to bid 70 million. Okay, 70 million for Wilfried Zaha. That is in total. Obviously, I don't know how exactly would be the breakout structure for that, but Arsenal want Wilfried Zaha. Now, here's the catch. Since the end of the season, not even before the Europa League final, we are listening to one story in the whole of transfer market, in the whole of world, that Arsenal have only 45 million in the budget, and if they lose Europa, if they don't get Champions League, that is exactly what will be there with them to spend. Okay, Arsenal lost the Europa League final. Everyone thought, oh my god, Arsenal did not win the final, so they will not get more money. So we still till today we believe that Arsenal's transfer budget is only 45 million. Yeah, and that has been told by Stan Kroenke. That has been told to the Chiefs. But here are the reports that the Arsenal Chiefs are actually about to meet with Stan Kroenke in terms of him, in terms of more budget. They are going to ask him more and more money, funds to sign players. Okay, I believe this, but here's what is my theory. Arsenal are building a smoke screen. Arsenal are actually making a story. Okay, imagine. I have a team, and I tell everybody I have only 45 million. Okay, and I'm interested in a player. The player is valued at 70 to 80 million. 80 million. I'm valuing the player at 70 million. I know. Okay, he's of a good quality, and I will give on 70 million. I'll break the club record. I'll give only 70 million for the player, but I have told everybody that I have only 45 million. How does the 25 million come? Now I'll go to the club. I bid 40 million. They say fuck off. I bid 45 million. They say fuck off. Now I'll go and tell them, okay, since you believe that the quality of the player is good, I also believe the same. Here's my last offer, and I'm going to break my bank, and I'm going to break my savings for him. I'm valuing the player at 70 million. There's a difference. If Arsenal would have bid straight away 70 million, everyone would have thought, okay, yeah, and Palace would have said, no, we stick to at 80 million. Now I'm showing to the world that I have only 45 million, okay, but I'm stretching myself to every dime that I have to 70 million. At least now let the player leave and come to Arsenal. There's a difference in that. That's a different approach. What we are missing, what we are not understanding, Raul Sanyehi's approach is really different. Okay, and we have seen that how Zaha's brother has mentioned in an interview that Crystal Palace needs to let him go. That also, unsettling the player. Okay, those are the tactics how Cesc Fabregas left to Barcelona. Same thing he's doing, and Raul Sanyehi is actually doing a great coup. And I believe Arsenal fans need to calm down. They need to calm down about Zaha, not about calming down their excitement. You should be excited about it, or be excited about this fact that Arsenal have more money. They're not showing that they have money. Okay, wait for some days. I'm here to give you the transfer coup, whatever comes to my mind. And also, Ismaila Sarr is also looked as an alternative for Wilfried Zaha. But I think Sarr is good, but he needs to develop more. Wilfried Zaha is a finished product. Okay, so there's a difference in quality. That is exactly the difference in their value as well. So understand that fact and go for Zaha. And I'm pretty much enjoying and really I'm excited about how this transfer window would turn out to be. But one thing is for sure, at the end of the season, I believe 45 million would be a myth, and we're going to break a hell lot of money. This was my theory, and these were the transfer news for the day. If you still haven't subscribed to my channel, subscribe to my channel. Let this channel blow up. Okay. Share these videos with your friends, and if your friend is an Arsenal fan, tell him that this is a channel where you get daily scoops about Arsenal and Arsenal fans. So my only suggestion to you guys is stay safe and keep subscribing and watching the Indian Gooner.